An overtime thriller, and the big dogs got help from unlikely second-year players for the Utah Jazz. It's next on Locked. Whatever. It's next. I'm exhausted. That was crazy. Thurl's leaving. It's POSTCAST. I'm David. Wow. I was about that good on the call, too, by the way, just to let anyone know. So that wasn't one of my finer performances, but that's all right. The Jazz were great, so no one cares. That's a heck of a win, Ron Boone.
One heck of a win because they didn't give up. I mean, they outscored the Mavericks in that fourth quarter 37-30. And if you want to add it up, and you're looking at, 49-34 in the fourth quarter and overtime. So
I mean, they went on a 11-0 run in clutch time. To continue to be good in the clutch. Jazz did not play Yusuf Nurkic tonight, did not play Svi Mikhailuk, did not play Kevin Love tonight. This was up to the youngsters to carry the load, and Kyle Filipowski had a monster night. Cody Williams came off the bench with a big night. Taylor Hendricks made some plays, and obviously the lead dogs, Keyonte and Lauri, just continue to make plays. And the Jazz are just stunningly good late in games, getting the shots to the guys they need to get shots.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you mentioned, David, the center, I mean, the paint was there. I mean, the number of points that was scored in the paint between these two teams, but it just opened up the floor for guys that can play off the dribble and score in the paint. So big for the Jazz. I thought Lauri's penetration and trying to drive to the basket, trying to finish, was huge there as well. I don't know. It just didn't give up.
Centerless game that was physical, right? People were overpowering people to the basket to make plays it was, and you're right. I mean, Lauri was very physical tonight.
Yeah, he was. And just noticing how much and how often players now are driving, bumping, and shooting. It's not so much of a bump and shoot anymore. This is like a football player trying to make sure he doesn't get tackled. He's driving, he's running the ball, and he's just running over a defender. And there's no calls. And guys are just, either getting to the free throw line or they're scoring. And Lauri's picked up on it very, very well. I thought Collier tried it a couple of times here tonight, but I think in particular, Lauri is doing a lot more than anybody on the team.
If they do start calling it, they're going to call it. We already shot 74 free throws tonight. Like
if they start calling it, then they're going to have to stop doing it.
Right. I mean, the question on that though is at what point? What are you going to? If you start calling it, we're just going to. The game's going to. We're going to shoot 80 free throws. I mean, everyone's so physical right now.
Yeah, it's a change in the game that's getting players to the free throw line. Or they're just letting it go. I mean, and I think that's if they're going to do something like that, it might be the right thing to keep it from having so many free throws in a game. Tonight's free throws was 41 and 33 for the Jazz, and they shot 41. Of course, the Jazz.
That's a lot of free throws. 74. It was a great fun game and 100 shots on each side, but and overtime and all the rest.
But even points in the paint, 66 and 64 points in the paint. That's.
Keyonte George just put a 39-point, whatever it was, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. Nobody in Utah, I think, had that box score line since Adrian Dantley. So he followed it with a 37, 5, and 6.
Yeah. He is becoming something special, his confidence level. And what I enjoy, David, and we watch him every night. We watch his growth. We watch his improvement. We watch even his attitude out there on the floor. But in the coaches' meeting, everyone is asking Will about Keyonte.
Yep.
What's going on with him? How did he improve? What did you done? All of those questions they're trying to get from Will.
Well, the other thing that's going on with Keyonte that I think I will admit that I had missed a little bit. I'm trying to see if I can find my note on this. Where would this be in my game notes today? Anyway, I don't see it. His first 12 games versus second 12 games, his second 12 games are now his first 12 games had us wowed because he had made such a big jump. His second 12 games are off the charts. He went from making a big jump in the first 12 games that had us excited. There were still some question marks. And then and that was basically shooting percentage and 3-point shooting percentage, and could he really maintain the free throws and some things like that. And he's just taken it to a completely next level, which is like, oh, by the way, if I shoot well, here's what happens. Yeah. And it's pretty nuts of what he's doing right now. If I'm going to see if I can find, I think I can find that note. Keyonte in the first 12 games of the year was 21 points, 4 rebounds, and 7 assists. And we were through the moon about it.
Right.
In the next 12 games coming in tonight, he was 25 points, 4 rebounds, and 7 assists. He'd taken his field goal percentage from 42 to 47 and his 3-point percentage from 28 to 40. He was still taking 7 free throws, making 90% of them. He literally made this jump. Now, it means he's averaging now, and tonight he's probably in the last 13 games, probably averaging 28 points a game. I don't think he ends there, but it's beginning to think he can very realistically be a 23.4 rebound, 7 assist player. That's pretty special stuff.
Special, David, and just use tonight as an example, 37 points, as you was mentioning, in that 6 assists, he had 5 rebounds, and 10 for 10 from the 10 for 12 free throw line, 5 for 10 from the 3-point line. He played 41 minutes, David. He takes 20 shots. I mean, that is.
For Keyonte George to score 30, I think, like, I don't want to like go revisit it, but my memories, Keyonte shot 33% or below in like 40% of his games last year.
So he's really, really improved.
Yeah, it's
now
pretty incredible.
The thing that I think we need to be very impressed with now with his game is the fact that he's part of the scouting report for the opponents. You know, how are we going to stop Keyonte? What are we doing? We want to force him this way, force him that way. I mean, we want to take the ball out of his hands. Whatever they're throwing at him, he's responding.
All right, let's talk about some of the guys that got minutes tonight when Kevin Love, Svi Mikhailuk, and Jusuf Nurkic did not play tonight. The headliner, Cody, and he finished the game as well. 11 points, 4 of 5 from 3 tonight. He ends up with 4 rebounds, I think, if I'm reading this correctly, and an assist. I mean, this is just a really nice moment for Cody Williams.
And a nice moment and a much needed moment there as well. I mean, his confidence needs to continue to build. I thought Hendricks didn't do too bad when he was in there as well, but the confidence of those two guys right there is huge going forward, you know, as far as helping this basketball team, not just helping this basketball team, helping themselves, you know, to the point where they're become a part of the rotation and help the Jazz win games.
It's really remarkable what the G League minutes do. We saw it last year when Isaiah Collier was struggling, went to the G League, came back. We saw it with Walt Clayton this year. You get something happens. It makes sense. I mean, it's kind of intuitive, but you get caught in this NBA game. You lose your confidence. You become really passive. You're kind of, as you're always talk about, you're just out there. Yeah. You're not doing anything. You go to the G League. You're kind of mad you're there. So you go play your ass off. You think you're better than everyone there because of your resume. So you play incredibly aggressively. You have success, and you come back, and you're suddenly way more aggressive.
Yeah, you're the man in college. You come to this level, everybody has a scrapbook, and we talk about that scrapbook very, very often. And so now, you know, how do I maintain? How do I get better? Or in this case, you know, at least try to get some starter minutes in that case. So you go to the G League, and all of a sudden that comes back, you know, to where you were in college. And now it's just becomes a part of trying to fill in here at this level. So hopefully those two guys, and in particular, I think Cody has a lot of potential, especially if he turns into the defensive player that Will wants him to be.
Kyle Filipowski tonight, 25 points, 9 rebounds, 37 minutes. Few things jump out to me tonight. One, early they shot after Kyle, I think 3 or 4 times early. I don't remember them going at Kyle late in this game. Like, this is another night where teams start going after Kyle, and then at some point they stop. They didn't used to. They used to go after Kyle, and it was every single time. I think last year he ranked like 96 out of 98 defenders in isolation. He's really worked hard on his lateral play and his understanding of the game. And when he gets minutes offensively, he puts up really nice numbers. And if he can be viable defensively, he's got a real chance here.
Yeah, and that you just said the key thing right there. Defense, if he can score, he can do a lot around the basket. We've seen that. He can shoot the 3, passes the basketball, I think, better than what we anticipated, but defense is what's going to keep him on the floor and keep him playing a significant amount of minutes.
And he's still got major things to work on. His rim finishing, we've talked about a lot, but he really just played a physical beastie game tonight. I mean, the play we talked to him about when he just bogarted Cooper Flag into the crowd. I mean, he just lowered into him and beat him up to the basket. It was pretty awesome.
The Duke on Duke crime.
That's right. I mean, it was like, I joked with him, he's pretty polite, and he wasn't polite on that one. Pretty awesome. All right, let's get your thoughts on Cooper Flag. 42 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists tonight.
I've watched him play, David, and on TV, but I've never watched close enough to see all of his tools. And I think I got a chance to see those tonight. I'm very impressed with guys that can finish with both hands around the rim. I'm very impressed with guys that finish with the right hand. Right hand meaning you're on that left side of the floor. You want to finish with that left hand. Keep that defender having to reach over you to block shots, or vice versa on the right hand side. And he does just that. I mean, he's NBA ready when he got here, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm very surprised at that.
First ever 18-year-old to score 40 points in a game. All right. Just a few other notes. Isaiah played 31 minutes. Seems to have he had 8 assists and 0 turnovers tonight.
Led the team in assists.
And 0 turnovers tonight, which is probably, those 31 minutes probably win you this game in this reasoning. Means Keyonte doesn't have to bring the ball up every time. And so Keyonte's 40 is not as burdensome as it would have been otherwise, and he's not as tired as the game goes on. The fact that Collier's doing that.
So we give Will some credit here. Not a ton of credit. Because, David, what I saw this morning, I thought for sure we were going to see Clayton and Collier on the floor at the same time. They were on the floor together this morning at practice. And so I thought I was going to see that tonight. So as coaches do, feeling a ball game out and trying to decide on what moves to make. And obviously that was, if that was the case this morning, he went against it, and Collier played very, very well.
We're 10-15, which is really stunning.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone expected us to be 10-15. I think our over-under wins was under 20.
So I'm looking at my book here. If I remember, we were 5-19 last year at this time.
Yeah.
And now we're about 5 games ahead of last year's.
We opened up the oxygen with a few moves. Let these guys own their own team. They're playing together. You hear it every time we interview one of these guys after the game. They're talking about they're together. They're playing as a unit. It's really impressive. It's super surprising. I'm not like the Vegas number. I think my memory was 18 or 19, and they're at 10-15. It's surprising. If the season ended today, I think the Jazz would be playing the Phoenix Suns in a play-in game. No, they wouldn't be playing. I'm wrong on that. It's not 7 versus 10. If the season ended today, the Jazz would be playing. I don't have it up anymore. I don't think. The Jazz would be playing the 9-10 playing game. So that would be the Memphis Grizzlies. And when we beat the Memphis Grizzlies, we would then travel to play the loser of Phoenix Golden State. And when we beat Phoenix, we would then be playing the Oklahoma City Thunder for 4 games in the playoffs while they had our draft pick. And let me just be perfectly clear how many games that series would be. We're not there yet.
No, absolutely not.
All right. Well, that was super fun. I am voting for centerless basketball forever because that was fun. For all of you who hate too much 3-point shooting, the way you get rid of 3-point shots is you get rid of the centers, and it lets everyone drive to the basket. Ron Boone, who are your Jazz notes tonight?
So to just add to what you're saying, the Jazz were under the amount of threes they take per game. There was only 36, and that's with overtime. The Dallas Mavericks at 27, and they take 25, so they were just about 2 or 3 over.
Right, but they took so many more shots. Yeah. So they were way under their regular because they usually take 39% of their shots as threes, and we usually take 44% of our shots as threes. So with 97 shots, we should have taken 43 threes, and we only took 36. With 98 shots, they should have taken 37, 38, and they only took 27. So yes, if you want to get rid of too much 3-point shooting, get rid of the centers.
Okay, so this should be easy. I think Lauri, Filipowski, and Keyonte is the starting lineup.
Yep.
Off the bench, Collier. And then we're going to go Taylor Hendricks and Cody Williams.
I think so.
Absolutely.
Those might be Taylor Hendricks and Cody Williams' first stars of a year, Jazz notes of a year that did not include a whole team-wide Jazz note.
It might be.
So good to see.
I'm
Good
sure
work by Rick Higgins, the Salt Lake Stars head coach, to get them going. Good work by Ron Boone tonight. Extra basketball. We loved it. Thank you very much for tuning in. We will be back. I'll be back with you Locked on Jazz tomorrow. Ron and I have the Lakers coming Thursday. Orlando is StatCast. I will be with Kevin Pelton on StatCast. Scott Gerard will be in my seat. So make sure on Jazz Plus or SGG Plus you get that. Have a great night.